This is the story of Hansel and Gretel. Once there were two children called Hansel and Gretel who lived with their father in a little cottage beside a wood. Their mother had died and they were very poor, but their father loved them and looked after them. One day, however, their father married again, but their new mother was really a witch. "Ha ha," she cried, "I will place a spell on my new husband so that he will take those horrible children off into the wood and leave them alone." But Hansel was a clever boy. "I will gather up a pocket full of white pebbles and drop them as father leads us into the woods," he said to Gretel. "Then we will be able to follow the trail of pebbles back home." The next day the same thing happened, but this time Hansel snatched up a loaf of bread as he left the house. As the children were led into the woods, Hansel left a trail of breadcrumbs behind them. "Oh dear," cried Gretel, "the birds have come and eaten all the breadcrumbs." So they could not find their way home, and soon they were lost. "Be brave," said Hansel to his sister as they walked and walked until they came to a clearing. "Oh look," called Gretel, "here is a pretty little house made of candy." The hungry children broke off pieces to eat. Suddenly a witch jumped out of the cottage and grabbed them. "How dare you eat my house?" she cackled, and bundled Hansel into a cage in the garden. The witch made Gretel clean and cook, but Hansel was kept in the cage and was fed good things. "When you are fatter, I'm going to eat you," she cackled, and prodded Hansel to see if he was ready to eat. Luckily, the witch could not see very well, and whenever she leant into the cage, Hansel would hold out an old chicken bone for her to feel. "No, still too bony," the witch would mutter, thinking it was his finger she could feel. Eventually, the witch became tired of waiting. "I'm going to cook you anyway," she cackled, and ordered Gretel, "Light the oven so I can cook your brother for my tea." Clever Gretel already had a plan. She slowly did as she was told. The witch soon grew impatient. "Climb in and see if the oven is hot enough," she told Gretel. But Gretel was not to be fooled. "Oh, I can't get in," she said. "I'm much too big." "Nonsense," screamed the witch, and she pushed past Gretel and leant into the oven herself. At once Gretel gave her a mighty push, slammed the oven door. Bang! The witch gave one loud cry and then was gone forever. Gretel soon found the key to the iron cage. She opened the door and let her brother out. Together they explored the witch's house. Upstairs they found gold, silver and jewels. "We're rich," laughed the children. But the best news was the witch was their wicked stepmother all along. When she had gone, their father was released from the spell and set out to find his children. Hansel and Gretel and their father filled their pockets with treasure and returned to their own little cottage beside the woods. There they lived happily ever after and were never poor or hungry again. The